The call of God has always been there.
My call started in 1988. I finished my Bible college. On the first message that I have, and I talk about mission and what I'm doing with this paper. That was the question.
Having kept busy helping local ministries, the time had come to move to Montreal to be closer to their children's university and take care of Françoise's mother.
And we were going on vacation, so we decided to go to Thailand because we had been subsidizing a missionary in Thailand.
To their surprise, upon arrival in Thailand, the missionary had left and entrusted them to a Christian official guide from the church.
And for the 2 weeks we were in Bangkok, we visited orphanages and churches, and we had lunches with different Thai pastors from different Thai churches. And we went to a Bible school and so on and so forth. And we kept telling her, this is really nice, but we're not missionaries.
When they arrived in Chiang Mai, they met a local missionary.
She brings us to the guest house, which was more like an abandoned house. And it was not very clean by our standards, and it was a little bit scary.
A few days after the initial encounter, the missionary returned to follow up and share how warmly the local community had received and appreciated their presence.
2 weeks later, the day we were supposed to leave, she calls and she says, I want to see you again. And when she comes, she says, we had coffee and so on, and she says, the people there really liked you. And so we said, well, good, thank you, nice. She says, no, you don't understand. They really liked you. Well, good. She says, you don't understand. Usually they don't like white people. She said, you don't understand. They've been praying for someone to come and help them. Would you come and help them? And I said, well, we're not missionaries. And then she takes my arm and she says, are you sure? And when she touched me, it was like I grew cold and hot all over. I can't explain, this is not normal. Something was different.
On their way back, because of her mother's condition, they thought it would not be possible. But at home, as they shared with their daughter and son, he offers to take care of his grandmother.
All of a sudden, it was like a shock. It was, And we were 3 days that nobody called us, we didn't call anyone.
After a few days, their son called them for their decision. Eve answered, we will go.
The whole interview changed from that point, because from just being tourists on vacation, all of a sudden we were maybe valid candidates in a sense that we had the qualifications.
By God's grace, everything came together.
So we both give our resignation where we worked. He starts being sick, and so we start praying because he's just getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And we're thinking, maybe it's not God's will that we leave. Then someone comes up and he says, I'll pay for your operation. You go.
I saw a few times my doctor at Notre Dame Hospital, and I asked him, you have to cure me because I want to go. I have to go start in 2015, and and it was my heart was for the mission, and I worked to go.
They operate him. In the afternoon, he comes home the same day. The next day we go back, and then that's it. It was finished. Everything had gone well, so we bought the tickets and we left in January. So we knew our whole life that we were called by God, that we had a mission, and we didn't do mission elsewhere until we went to Thailand.